Hi everybody, this is Steve Hardesty again with Outdoors with Steve Hardesty with just a little bit of an info video for you. We're going to try something new today. It's not new, I have done it before, but just something, I've never filmed it before and I thought I might share it with you. My brothers and I do a lot of backpacking, and inevitably we would always take too much stuff between the three of us. My older brother, who does a lot of backpacking and kayaking and stuff, has kind of trimmed everything down to where everything he eats is pretty much out of a Ziploc bag and requires only water. He just boils water and pours it in a Ziploc bag and he eats it. Whether it's mac and cheese, oatmeal, or whatever, he comes up with all different kinds of configurations of stuff to eat. So what I've decided to do is think about completely eliminating my backpacking stove altogether, as far as the kind that uses a liquid fuel or a propane fuel or something like that. And what I've discovered is this little item here called the Esbit stove. It opens up like this, and those are little fuel cubes, and this is something commonly used in the military. It's very light. I think this is just tin is all it is. It folds down like this, and I'll show you more of this later. These are very inexpensive. They just cost about 10 bucks, and they come with 4 or 5 tablets. And it's supposed to boil a cup of water, maybe 6-8 ounces of water in less than 12 minutes. Okay, and I know for a fact that out on the campground, when it's really cold outside, 12 minutes is a long time to wait for your water, but it weighs almost nothing, and the fuel weighs almost nothing. You can take a ton of these things with you with hardly adding any weight to your pack at all. And if all you ever need to do on your 3 or 4 day hike is boil water, it could be pretty convenient. Now, right now I'm not going to use the stove. Okay, you normally put the cube right here and light it. Set your pot on top, and if you want your pot closer to the fire, you can do like that and make it even closer to the fire, and it concentrates the heat on one spot. Say if you got a real small cup or something. But a military friend of mine mentioned to me that he used these in the military, and he never carried one of the stoves. He just carried the fuel tablets with him, and he'd dig a little hole in the ground, leave a little ventilation room so it could get air, and would just set his cup right on top of the hole, and it worked great. So we're going to try that today and see how that goes. Okay, so let's look and see what we've got here. See if everybody can see all this. I've got a cup of water here. This is a inexpensive aluminum cup that I bought at Wally World, full of water. It's 0.7 quarts, so it's a little over half a quart. And the lid I use for it, because you need a lid if you want stuff to boil quickly, is just a bottom of an old pie plate. It's not regular aluminum foil, it's the bottom of a pie plate, so it's a lot stiffer and it's very durable. And so that's my cup of water. It's very thin. The pot is very thin, which is a good thing. Okay, and then we've got, oh, I've already taken them out, I'm sorry. Then we've got the fuel tabs. Okay, small thing, not a big deal. The downside to this, the only complaint that you'll find about these fuel tabs is that they stink. They don't stink so much when you're burning them, but they stink right now, even when the package, I think this package actually has foil broke on it, so it might stink in a little more. But it smells like it smells like raw fish, and some people says it smells like rotten fish and all that stuff. I'm thinking, you've never smelled rotten fish. These don't smell like rotten fish, but they do smell like fish, and it makes me suspect that that one of the ingredients in it is fish oil. I don't know. I've read what the ingredients are. Some chemical, I don't know. It's widely used as a fuel accelerant. It works great as a fire starter too, just so you know. So what we're going to do is we're going to dig a hole in the ground here. We're going to take a small rock and put in the bottom of the hole to use as a heat reflector and to keep the moisture off the cube, and it'll do both of that. And then we're going to set the pot on top of it, and we're going to time that puppy and see how long it takes this thing to boil. Okay? Let's give it a try. Okay, one of the first things I'm going to do is I'm going to use my trusty Gerber tool that I never go, anytime I go out in the outdoors, I never go out without this thing. This works great for breaking the wind if it's a windy day, but you also got to have ventilation for the fire. I don't want to choke it out by setting the cup on top. I still might make this just a little deeper. I'm going to take the rock and actually dig it out a little deeper. I'm hoping it doesn't have to have ventilation under it. When it's in the stove, there's actually ventilation under the cube too. So I'm hoping this thing will get burning good. We got a pretty good fire rolling here. My pot's not sitting perfectly level, but it is burning. So we'll check back now. It's 9:26. 9:26 in the morning, and we're going to see how long it takes to get this puppy to boil. Okay? Okay, it's been right at 10 minutes. It's 9:36, and we're going to pull the lid off real quick. There's plenty of bubbles on the bottom of the pot, and the water's hot enough that I wouldn't want to leave my finger sticking in it. So right now, for me, the water is already, in 10 minutes, the water is hot enough for me to have my cup of coffee and maybe even my oatmeal, because when I carry oatmeal, I carry instant oatmeal. Now, if I'm going to rehydrate some macaroni and cheese or something like that, I think I'd like to probably have it boiling water. Okay. Okay, I took my cell phone, my iPhone 4S that I'm filming this on. I took it off the tripod because I want you to get a close look here. It's actually been, let's see, 6, 14, it's been more like 14 and a half minutes. Now I guess it's 15 minutes. And I'm hearing the boiling. Get it real close to see if you can hear it. I hear a couple little boiling things. I'm going to take the lid off of it and see if it's actually boiling. Okay. There's nothing, it's not like a rolling boil, but there's bubbles all in the bottom of the pot, and it's steaming hot. Hotter than I want to do that with. Hotter than I want to stick my finger in it. It took about 15 minutes to get a boil, and it's still heating right now. It's probably at the 17-minute right now, and I can actually hear it bubbling in the cup. I have a small backpacking tent with a vestibule that comes out the front of it, and it's actually over the ground, not the floor of the tent. And what I do is I set my little stove up there, and I fix myself a cup of coffee before I ever crawl out of that bag in the winter. And that's when my brothers and I do most of our backpacking, is during the winter. And it's a great way to start your day out with a nice hot cup of coffee, but you can't be impatient. It's not a 3-minute bun coffee maker. So it's going to take about 12 to 15 minutes to boil that water or get it hot enough for a good cup of coffee or a bowl of oatmeal. But this is a half a quart of water that I'm doing here. And if I was doing a cup of coffee, I probably wouldn't even have that much. And it would have boiled a lot sooner. But for your meal, you'll probably want to have this cup full. So this is over a half a quart of water, and you know, boiled 15 minutes. Not bad for a tablet that you can buy a box of 8 of them for like $4 or $5, you know. So 50 cents a tablet, cheap fuel, it's light, a lot better than having something kind of liquid alcohol or something spill in your backpack. It's light, it's easy, and it's cheap. Can't do much better than that, really. So this is Steve Hardesty saying thanks for being with me, and I hope this helped you in your efforts to backpack very light. I don't backpack very light. I'm not an ultralight backpacker, but I do like to control my weight as much as possible in my pack. So this is just one more way you can do that, and just carry foods with you that all you need to do is add hot water. So you guys take care. Thanks for joining me, and if you like this channel, please subscribe to it. I appreciate it very much. Have a good day, good hiking to you. Well, we're back in the editing studio after our little experiment with the Esbit tablets that you normally use with the Esbit stove. So I'm going to wrap up just a little bit the information that I want you to have and go back over the stuff we were using. First of all, this is an Esbit stove, and I think I'm pronouncing that right. It's E-S-B-I-T. It's very small, very compact, little tin stove, folds open like this. These are the fuel tablets, okay? You only need one of these. And by the way, the tablet that we used for our experiment today burned for 36 minutes, just so you know. So, I mean, you could always throw another tablet down there and heat up another thing of water. The water was easily hot enough to use in 14 minutes. So conceivably, if I had another cup there ready to go, I could have put it on top of that same tablet and boiled another cup before the tablet went out. So that's good to know. The cup that I was using was my large cup that I use. Here it is. Here's the tag for it. IMUSA. I bought it at Walmart. It's an aluminum mug, 0.7 quart. It cost a massive $2. It's very light, very thin. Now the handle does get hot, but I usually carry a pair of jersey gloves to take stuff like that off. And I told you about the residue on the bottom. I wanted to show you that. It's not a big deal. Like I said, I carry one of these little 3M scouring pads that takes it right off. It's not a big deal, okay? So I always have one of these with me. Besides that, when I stack my two pots together, when I put the 3M in there, it keeps it from rattling around. Here's my other pot I told you about. This is from a Blue Diamond almond package. It usually has a plastic top on the top. I made a pie pan lid for it too, out of a pie pan. So this is my other cup. This can be my drinking cup. This can be something to share my meal with my other backpacker, or if I want to just have two consecutive things of water boiling at this, one right after another. Here's the other one. It would boil even faster in this. It's a smaller container. I take this, put the lid on it, put it in my other cup, stuff my 3M thing in there, put the lid on it. Everything's packed together. This is my mess kit, and it weighs maybe 3 ounces, 4 ounces, maybe 4 ounces. Yeah, 4 or 5 ounces, I'd say. Thanks for tuning in to Outdoors for Steve Hardesty, and please click on the button up there to subscribe and join our channel and let me know what you think about the videos. I'm doing my best to give you some quality videos, some fun videos, some trail hikes. Some of them will be informational, but I'll tell you what, there's a lot of great informational videos out there on the internet that probably will tell you a lot more than I will. Mine's more trial and error, and I just have a lot of fun doing it. So come on back and join me when you get a chance. Thanks a lot, and happy hiking.